So moment ukada kuverenga zvinhu uchiti kuri kudiwa zvinhu 100, you don't start. But if you start by just saying 1, tanzi tisime miti, muti wacho wekutanga uri kupi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before you know it, you'll be done. O imwe nongosima kwa 1 vanhu vongomuka mangwana miti yese tinotora kunesari muti uri 2.5 meters tall. Totora toisa. Moisawo zvine theme, musazotora kuti mulaini 1 woisa musasa, musuma, mutamba. Janditika. Notorawo zvinenge zvine zvitaridza kuti munhu uyo ane a thought to it. But we need to get updates on traffic lights. We need to get updates on street lights. We need to get updates on the roads that we are doing ourselves and any other activity that we are doing to prepare for Saturday. Ngati prepare isusu tisazonzi tisu takakanganisa kunaka kweguta vanhu vozoti blame, and small little things response to things like that. So we've met, I don't know, we'll get a report on how Chenef Harare is faring this time as usual, and the issue of the roads. We attended the Diplomats Business Networking on 16th May 2024 held at Royal Harare Golf Club. Discussions were centered on the city's interventions on mass transportation. Everyone is worried about congestion. We'll probably get a report from the relevant committee on that, how that is going. We had a breakfast meeting with CBZ executives on May 20th, May 2024, and we wanted to discuss certain initiatives that we are supposed to do per council in terms of funding, in terms of projects, the opportunities that are there in terms of collecting revenue and so forth and so forth, and other financial engineering processes that we are supposed to continue doing. We had a number of meetings with Chemplex cooperation over payment of water chemicals. Our water situation, I hope we'll get a comprehensive report, but the Chemplex situation and the water chemical supply situation is something that we need to come up with a solution quickly. I've got ideas that I have. I'm hoping by the end of this week we will have consolidated our thinking. I was supposed to meet our financial department and the managers so that we can discuss with the chairperson of finance the initiatives that we have. I think we cannot run the chemical plant without some sort of financial arrangement with some financial institutions that allow us to give them money and to collect money. So I think we've got discussions that we are holding internally as a council, and we hope to find a solution because our debt with our chemical suppliers is grown exponentially, and that can cause problems. We've also made a request to government. Government mistake privatization, and everything gets lost in translation. So I think what we will do is we will detail our request in very specific and detailed format. Kumbirana is not kutitafela. We need to complement. We are 3 tiers of government that complement each other. There are things that are best done by central government, things that are best done by local government, and things that are done in conjunction. And when one arm tries to work with the other, it is not a sign that that arm has failed, but it is a sign that the 2 arms of government are collaborating. And there seems to be a misunderstanding and I don't know whether it's deliberate. When we are requested to assist, government when we request, someone then misinterprets it is an admission of failure or even worse. It is not. It is our understanding on how we should work. we had the city of Harare, in partnership with the city of Munich, Netherlands Embassy, German Embassy, GIS, held the Harare Bicycle Day on 1st Jan 2024. The aim was to promote sustainable transportation and healthy living in communities. And we promised that we will make the Bicycle Day a biannual event, a bi-monthly event or a quarterly event. So we'll ask the relevant committee to look into that request so that we promote cycling. Cycling is not a poor person's hobby. It helps a nation transport people. There is no reason why, if it is safe, there is no reason why university students should get onto a car to come into town, which is about 5 kilometers away from Mount Pleasant. And some universities are even closer, and even some workplaces. And in the old days, we have a huge pedigree of writing. So we attended the Italian National Day on 3 June 2024. The Netherlands ambassador officially handed over the Hopley Vey Water Project on 4th June 2024. I think this is a very impressive. We should really clap hands on this one. We managed to give 3,000 taps to Hopley residents. And we deliver water to Hopley residents. I think it's 5 days of the week because they are close to the main lines where we deliver water. And we are hoping that by August, we would have added 3,000 more to the water system. I went there, I drank the water, I could see the happiness in the people. And we need to incorporate and provide water for more homes in Harare South so that they integrate with us. Was represented by the Deputy Mayor at the launch of the Building Zimbabwe Together handbook, which was officiated by VP Comrade K. Mohadi, which was held on 6 June 2024. Attended the Portugal National Day on 11 June 2024. Attended the launch of Chinesa 2 in Bari on 13 June 2024. Attended the celebrations of the birthday of His Majesty King Charles, held on 13 June 2024. Attended the Madekero Mall Phase 2 and Madekero King Creek Housing Project, which was commissioned by His Excellency, the President Idi Mnangagwa on 24th June 2024. The properties are wholly owned by the Public Service Pension Fund. Now, I was jealous, Chairperson HR. This is the government pension fund, which came up with such a beautiful settlement on land and with permission and permits given by the city of Harare. Isusu city of Harare yacho local government pension fund. And this in this modern day and age, what is it built to help my pensioners? So we really need to look into that and copy that example. The chairperson of the Public Service Commission offered to sit down with us so that we could collaborate. Tinongotaura maflats akavakwa kudhara before independence, vanamatapi and so forth. And we don't talk about new houses. Yet we have a pension fund and we have the land to build houses on. So I think this is something we need to emulate as soon as possible so that we can pay our pensioners adequately. Was represented by the Deputy Mayor at the 11th anniversary of the election of His Holiness Pope Francis. The event was held on the 1st of July 2024. Ndofunga makanoka kusvika Deputy Mayor ndakazosangana nemumwe priest akanditi tataka kumirirai Mayor. No, ndakanyara kuti ndochinyepa ndichiti kudii, but I hope makazokwanisa kusvika. Attended the burial of the late retired Brigadier Ronald Muchunguma, who was buried at the National Acre on 1st July 2024. May his soul rest in peace. He had a meeting with the Korean ambassador on the 1st of July 2024. The meeting was centered on twinning relations and a proposed Asia Day. I had a meeting with the Chinese Embassy on 2nd July 2024. The discussion was centered on developmental issues. had a meeting with the Iranian embassy, third secretary today, Thursday, the 4th of July, 2024. The discussions were centered on developmental issues. So these are cities, the ambassadors come from well-established cities where we need to agree to do partnerships. But what they proposed, which I think was very useful and we should be adopted by this council, they proposed that we showcase in 1 month, let's say October, we call it the Asia Month, just like what we had in May, the Africa Day Month, and then of course there was a European Day Month. And that our Committee on Sports and Arts can look at this issue, so that we propose that we have an Asian Day where we showcase, we look at the embassies that are here, they sponsor throughout that month movies, showcase their cultures, their food, and many other aspects of Asian life. And then that month we have a number of activities which will be assisted by the embassies to come to fruition. All of them agree, and we can interpret Asia liberally to include Iran, Japan, China, South Korea, India, and so forth, depending on what is there. And then we create a focus on Asian culture as a city, and this is a way of advertising our city to those cities. We had a breakfast meeting between Confederation of Zimbabwe Industry, CZI, and the city of Harare, where we spoke about the issue of health, issues of how to promote Harare as a business destination. I mean, one of their issues that they were raising is that we need to market the city. Why should business be in Harare? It is the historical city of industry, it is the headquarters of many businesses, but they felt that we were not aggressive in our marketing the city to them. So we need to market the city, offer incentives for industries. They were complaining about the rates and the license fees that they pay, and they were complaining about our treatment of different industries alike. So we don't look at the size of the industry, age of the industry, so the new industries are finding it hard to enter the market. So we assured them that I will get approval from the council that we continue negotiating with them. They've got a negotiating platform with ZESA and other rates that they pay, and they want to create a negotiating platform with the city around rates. I also indicated that when we do our budget, we'll also give them the budget before we pass it, so that industry can do a stress test of that budget the next time we are going to do a budget. And we also agreed on collaborative public-private partnerships, repair of roads, water supply, refuse collection. They want a framework where they can participate with us in terms of issues of service delivery. But they have no problems with pay, but there was a complaint from those that pay, that others we pay, others don't pay, and they are our neighbors, and nothing happens to them. They are derelict buildings. They are not being foreclosed by the city, and people don't pay, so we need to look at that, so that we do that. So I would like to refer certain things to various committees. The issue of the Asian Month be looked at by the Sports and Culture Committee. Then we need to look at the Iranian. There are opportunities for look and learn, China and South Africa, and so forth. We need to be able to look into that, and more particular, the issue of our preparedness for SADC, so that little things do not fall into the cracks. We are able to deal with those things. Then, of course, we need to encourage the twinning agreements and renew all the twinning agreements that we have. We also I also at the last meeting indicated that we might need to look into Hamas, the issue of the hospitals, the issues of how Hamas is operating. So we need authority to create a commission of inquiry in terms of section 100 of our act. Since vanhu vari kungogadzirawo makomishini tongogadzirawo nai tichingoinvestigata tichingodzidzawo zvakawanda panyaya iyoyi. So we need to look into that because my sense is that we might be heading into a storm. I had a meeting with Rua mayor and they raised the concern. They need a request. They were saying that, and I need to refer that maybe to the finance committee. Kurua kwakawakawo KFC, but munyama yakaitika ndeyekuti KFC yaya iri panoperera mabvuku nayi. So vari kuti ivo ndo vari kutora marara eparuwa pata and so forth. But isusu tisu tiri kubhadharwa maretsi neKFC. Saka vanga vachikumbira, they were requesting that to us KFC might be one among many, but for Rua it's one a big investment and a big ratepayer. So vanga vachirequesta kuti tivape KFC iyoyo nokuti vari kuprovide refuse clean inonzi vari kutora mabhini netumwe tunhu twakadaro, so that yobhadhara marenzi kupi kuRua instead yekubhadhara kuHarare. So finance committee, can you please look into that, so that if they are collecting, and also look into Sunway City. They were raising the same issue, that they are collecting the refuse in Sunway City. I don't know which ward is it in. Is it true that they are collecting and we are not collecting? All right, so let's are you in the finance committee?
No.
I think chairperson invites the councillor of that particular ward to be part of your the finance committee to look into the issue of Sunway City and the issue of the KFC, so that the whole town yerua yachema kuti vakomana nevasikana variko varikuda kuti vokurua kunzi kune KFC. Saka takonzera crisis in our neighbor. So we need to exercise good neighborhood functions. So these are the communications. We have a cleanup campaign. We are invited to School of Ideology Mangwana. It's 10:00 hours. Minister when the local government wanenge varipo and wanenge vachi clean ipapo. So we'll ask ourselves if we are not there to be represented there to clean the area around the School of Ideology. They've gone to the extent of officially inviting me or us, as the case may be, to come. This good already tinosangana with everyone. Tosanga tikusangana nema ambassador, nevanhu vakadaro of so many countries across the spectrum. It is part of our work, and we need to be able to interact with the citizens of our city in all forms, shape, and manner. So, can we have probably some of the things I've said, particularly the Commission of Inquiry around Hamas, which we went to discuss? We need a proposal in the seconder, so that we are able to do that. In the second. Commission of Inquiry around Hamas. So these are the communications these are the communications that we have received from. So if you noted the nominator and the seconder, please nominator record that. If there are any other impediments, we will take advisement of the pending commission. But from my recollection, because mune wakawanda varikuita malaw degree nema criminal investigation. So tichida kuti anozobuda muno voti vaida kuandamaina work yeCommission. If it's not being investigated, I looked at the terms of reference. It was not there. If it is there, we will wait. If it is not there, we will proceed. Because so murukupa bataka. Kana iripo ulitra chishona ati interfere. Kana zvisipo tino inda pamberi. Nokuti basa redu tinoramba tichiriita, so that it's not because our medical aid and our funeral policy is an integral part of our employee welfare. So we cannot let it go without us taking any action unless otherwise stopped by a supervening impossibility. We will proceed to do the work that we were elected to do by the residents. I know the program is a bit long, so I wanted to move from the communications. Talking about my reports.
Thank you, Worship. We now proceed to part 6 of our agenda, which is reports of committees. Your Worship, with your indulgence, I think we should start with the committees that have no major issues. We start with Annexure A, Disaster Risk Management and Public Safety. It met on the 26th of June 2024. Councillor Jane Mingani.
Your Worship, I report and move.
Small to medium enterprises did not meet during the months of May and June, so we dispose of Annexure L. We proceed to sports, which is Annexure O. It met on the 25th of June 2024. Councillor Manyika reporting.
Thank you, Your Worship. Before I report and move, I would like to take us back, Your Worship. The Sports Committee, Your Worship, I remember when we started discussing it on the 12th of January 2024. And when we discussed about the issue, I remember Councillor Mjajati proposing that a sports committee should be formed. And I then seconded before I was even the chairman of the sports committee. We then proceeded on the 13th of 2024 to select the relevant members of the committee. I would like to say that on that date, I was then elected the chairperson of the sports committee, and my vice being Councillor Madam Chirimuta. And I would like to make it clear, Your Worship, that it is the most popular committee in council right now, with a member of 26, which is almost a full council. I would also want to suggest today, Your Worship, because after the induction on the 13th, we realized that there are other aspects that include social and arts. So before I report and move, I was suggesting that if this council will allow us to add it from a sports committee to arts and recreational committee. With that, sports, arts and recreational committee. And with that, I report and move.
Okay. So what we might need, we need there is a proposal that they have made to make it a sports and arts committee. So if it is acceptable, let's have someone proposing and then second. Who is proposing?
Yes, I want to propose that perhaps we can bit of changes. Perhaps to sports, arts, and social services.
Then someone second?
I second.
In what?
Sorry, Your Worship. So social services is under
The health,
education.
education. So we leave the social services aspect and just make it sports and arts, right? Okay. So that's fine.
Now I second.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Your Worship. It is very fortunate that on 12th of January, the incident is on record. There was no proposal from Councillor Mjajati and Councillor Manyenga on the formation of the sports committee. On 4 March 2024, the Information and Publicity resolved that there be no sports committee in council. That resolution was not rescinded. What it means is at the moment the sports committee was operating without the mandate of the full council. And all the minutes on record from 12 January, we go to 4 March. The HR committee set on 15 May, they endorsed a workshop, induction workshop for the sports committee, which did not have a resolution. So if there is I will actually move a motion that there is no need for us to discuss about the sports committee because council haven't yet adopted that committee. That is number one. Number two, Your Worship, the record is clear. If we are in doubt, the PR guys are here, we bring where it is, where they proposed and seconded. The only time when Councillor Mjajati and Manyenga proposed was on 21 December when you were elected as the mayor of the city of Harare. Councillor Mjajati proposed and Councillor Manyenga seconded. That is only way it is. But in terms of all our resolutions, and I'm speaking this as the audit chair of City of Harare, I go through all the resolutions and everything. So with this, Your Worship, I believe that Councillor Manyenga misled the House, and that it was said by Councillor Mjajati and he seconded. And if we are in doubt, let's produce the video evidence of the special council on 12 January 2012. It's actually fresh in my mind because I was there and we had a massive argument. There was nothing. And again, on the next council that we set, when Councillor Kadzombe was in this chamber, she actually asked in detail about the sports committee. It is on record again in the minutes of the full council after 12 January. And there is no way that the information committee resolve an item that there will be no sports committee, which then is adopted by the full council, which is not in the minutes of the special council of 12 January. With this, I sit down, Your Worship.
Okay, thank you. Let's put it on record that the Councillor Kotora himself is requested to be part of the sports committee, and he is part of the sports committee and attended the workshop. So, and he was inducted himself. So I don't know whether he was attending something that you vigorously say he was saying he had cancelled it. He cannot, a committee is a creature, is also a creation of council. It cannot cancel another committee. That's an anomaly. A brother cannot cancel a sister. It cannot happen. So,
Councillor Luma also attended the induction of this so-called non-existent.
Sorry, to put the record straight, I actually attended so that we confirm. We actually need to put the record straight, Your Worship. Can we have the evidence of 12 January that you said that it was nominated and seconded, Your Worship?
His account.
And in light of this argument, Your Worship, in terms of the proceedings of council bylaws, standing rules and orders of council, this issue, because I've already raised an issue, it should go to debate in council, then it is decided by a vote, Your Worship. And we go back to the minutes. And it is decided, I've already spoken, this thing goes to vote. You don't go ahead and say the councillor recall that Councillor Duma said this. When we say this, in terms of section 96 of the Urban Council Sect, Your Worship, yes, I'm now sitting down, Your Worship. But I say this item, let's go to a vote, and let me make it clear, last but not least, as I'm sitting down, Your Worship. On this issue, I'm now sitting down, Your Worship. I just want to be clear. I will recuse myself if council decided on this item. I won't be part and parcel of the people who pass something that doesn't have a council resolution. Thank you very much, Your Worship.
Why did you choose to lose yourself?
I think you are recusing yourself a bit late. Having, you know, Adam, paakadya apple. Akavhunzwa kuti wewe apple iri wanga uchiridyirei? Akati mukadzi wamakanditi? Iwo wakadya apple wakuti ikanzuro yamakandipa baba. Kana uri objection to something, unorega nekudyawo ka mafruits acho. Tobva taziva kuti you are indignant. But I think I want to make it clear. I want to make it clear that we endorsed the sports committee then. We have re-endorsed the sports committee now as the sports and arts committee.
Yes.
We will not, it's very clear what is takabva launch here, the fight against drugs, yaka launch waku State House. Now, His Excellency, ma sports Premier League, Rufaro Stadium, yakutambwa. We will not have Rufaro Stadium go back again because council is not taking care of it. Cinema arts, my activities, arts, atataura, tine a commitment to sports, tinema sports ground in every SEBA that needs to be revamped, Guanzura, DZ, and each SEBA in more than 6 grounds, in more than 50 schools. So we need Tinema Sports Club more than 50, golf, cricket, Tinema swimming pool 13. So this is the most useful committee of council because my swimming pool, achewa vanoda kumaintainwa, my sports grounds anoda kumaintainwa, and they cannot be done tisinga focus because tinotori ne request from yekuti tiitire ma activities Defense Forces Day Murufarochi Stadium. Nokuti takagadzirisa chi stadium. Kudhara chero nenhunzi dzakuramba kuinda kuRufaro Stadium. Iko zvino everyone is going, and this sports and arts committee icha revitalize my clubs and so forth. So it is going to be, it is one of the most useful committees the council. Takawedzera ma councils to 59. That also necessitates that we increase my committees. Tine issue the gender, atisati focus on them, and it is my considered view then, and it is my considered view now. Kuti turikufanga kunge tine agenda committee. Tinomenspema ma gender issues. Iko zvino tikati tisumudze ma manager muno, tikati tisumudze ma director. Hapana kana a female director. Tikati tisumudze ma manager. Tinogona kuwana zvipururu zvemadzimai vari ma managers. Todzira tichidai so. So isusu, we are not going to allow retrogressive elements amidst ourselves to take us back on issues that we need to progress by laying. And in any event, these are councils. Kana tine ma challenges nezvaitika mu council. Minister anokwanisa kunyora tsamba yekukansela a resolution 1. 2, civil courts aripo kuti adile neinterpretation yezvimwe zvinhu zvinenge zvaita vanhu vanoita ma-application kuma-courts. So we are very clear on this item and its usefulness, and also because of the attendance by the committee members, and those that are probably now, after having eaten the fruits, probably think they are in a state of undress and proceed to want to undress everyone. It does not work that way. And we should understand this council is not a union of people who just want to break the laws. We are trying to advance the residents' interests as best as we can.
Yes.
And if there are certain irregularities in everything, you don't wait in ambush of your fellow councillors and hoping that they will, each day they go to a meeting, they will make a mistake.
Yeah.
Each day they do this, you will make a mistake. You raise issues as they are happening. You also try to correct and assist in correcting. Kwete kuti tinogara muno mutakavandirana seuda kubata mhashu ogara wakangodayo kuti chamber secretary mayor na town clerk vachaita mistake, wakangoita mistake wabata. Iko zvino tese takasaina ma official secrets act documents fly left, right and center, like confetti at a wedding. Mnanga achita kuwanda ma documents kudai ma WhatsApp evanhu document yangobata iyo. But we pana patakaita ceremony yokusaina ma official secrets act nokuti ma documents anobuda sei, mamwe acho anofanirwa kubuda nemasapina, mamwe anongoflya kudai. Uchingobuda mu committee meeting document ratotumirwa ratouya kwauri, uchingobuda kudaio document saka taisainirei ma official secrets act acho. Ma managers vanobuda munomu muchingoita zvinhu zvemanagement document yabuda receipt manje anonzani vakusanga finance director purchase order dzavakasaina nemari dzavakasaina idzo dzatova mumawhatsapp evanhu. Can we operate like that? We can't have a porous organization, an organization that believes kuti pane vanhu vari internal who are out on the hunt of other comrades and other workers. If you have an issue, there are channels that you put and you put it in writing so that we deal with whatever issue you are having. Not to have a porous organization where you don't understand kuti takauya here kubasa or anyway. And we take the point yokuti tinonzi ngatiswei on oath, I will keep this secret, I will keep that secret. There is no secret. Yes, you have to give to constitutionally mandated body like Auditor General, like the PLC, like this and that. But we can't operate like this. Munhu wega wega ari kuprepare document, ari ku make sure kuti ari kugadzira a second copy yekubudisa kuti nhasi ndauya kubasa ndanzi ndi prepare chakati na town clerk wotochitumira. What kind of organization is that? And what kind of working is that? Hapana munhu anoauthorize what you release, what you have to release. How can we manage a city like that? But everything that you do is being second guessed by the streets and informal people. And there's a habit in management. We should now make it, you should now town clerk visit or a chamber secretary. Visit some of these laws on these people. Otherwise we are not going to move.
Actually, Your Worship, I'm proposing that whoever is brought beyond the boundaries of the law should be charged, especially probably the voucher information outside. Because it is becoming a habit, which every time you need to defend some of these things,
But anyway, I'm just saying,
I'm proposing.
Yeah, I agree, it's clear, but that is what the law is. Isusu tukutaura kuti panapa tinosainiswa tese ma-officials tinouya tichisainiswa madocument e-Official Secrets Act handiti tasainiswa those documentation. I'm surprised chidocument chawagadzira iwewe kugadzira purchase order unogadzira chakati unogadzira chakati seconds before the ink is dry on that document. It has been circulated to all and sundry, and we are confronted with those documents mumabawa area. It doesn't make sense. It can't be. We can't be able to run an institution like that. But anyway, let's proceed. We have recorded. Imimi ma minutes take us. Mutori ma minutes muchizwa kuti kutaura titakutora maminitsi odisappear hatichazvisi pane vamwe vedu vanoverenga vakasvinika maziso ngasingaoni zvatiri kunyora kana mokunyora zvinhu zvatataura izvozvakanaka.
Thank you, Worship. I think going forward, I think the chairperson, the respective chairpersons of committees should go through the minutes before they are circulated as part of the
Yeah, because you know every chairperson, please, munomapinda chikonyi. Each chairperson, verenga ma minutes e committee yako. If there are adjustment, paper but not 3 minutes of the previous meeting, confirmation, you need to be very careful. And also my legal moods, my committee chairpersons, and this induction yatinoita kuti my powers, they are not my super chairperson. And my committees, munhu anoita resolution undoda kuno visa committee resolution, it's void and ab initio. And it's void from the start. It is based on nothing. You cannot put something on nothing. If you don't have the power to change a council resolution, the mere fact that you wrote it in your own committee, that I have the power, does not give you that power. It's void from the start. It's a foundation on nothing. Ungangoita resolution uri mukomiti mako imomo wototi ultra-virus the provisions of your committee. Tichazotanga kuti mudiscuss zvinhu mumakommittees on notice. Torambidza vanhu kuti vadiscuss from their head. Wongoti wewe wakagara mukomiti yako, wototi komiti yako yadecide kuti ndoda kudzinga nhingi, ndoda kudai. Isiri iyo komiti inoita izvozvo. Rototi saka because hakuna kuzviona patakaita full council, saka zviri legitimate. That's not the law. The law was not made to apply in a fashion that is nonsensical.
Committees have terms of reference.
Une power committee to do powers that are legal and within the bounds of your chief. You have no right to sneak in mischievous resolution. Or sneaker mischievous resolution. We are what report and move. Because it's also we believe you are an honorable councillor. And the person who would not want to trick fellow councillors, we allow the matter to pass. And then you want to make us stick to something that you had no powers to do. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. That's not how we operate. That's what I'm saying. Stick to your powers. Stick to your mandate. And in any event, my committees are my managers, my directors, no governors, zvinoita mumakomiti. Ndizvo. Manager kana anoita report to that committee. Mukaona kuti mukomiti medu chairpersons vokwadi or chairwoman or whatever haasi kunzwisisa, you have a duty to tell us kuti nini tiri kuda kuita takadai, but chairman wangu vachiri kufunga kuti ndive SMEs but ivo vari kuhelp, handiti vari busy kuda kuisa mafree markets pamahealth facilities. Munotiudza tokubetserai nache. It's not you, I know. Pass example. Tokubetserai na chairperson, because tinokupa eka mandate, iwo ndiwe manager with that committee. Una chairperson anongomanya akadai mudodo. Every week murungo discussa zvinhu zvisingabetseri maresidents. Toya panapa topinda mumatrap, iwo manager wacho tichatozonetsana nevanhu vari kuservisa that committee as well. Because there's a reason why tichikuti iwe audit yori FD yori chi to assist your committee and this. Yeah, if a committee is meandering, you come and tell us. Could this committee, the chairperson and its characters are meandering? To vote twice up
Thank you, Worship. Maybe I should just get on. Maybe if I could just get on. Sorry, maybe in one meeting, if I could just get on. It's pointless to go about reporting myself, the town clerk, the mayor. We are protected under section 341 of the council. If we are acting under official instruction, under official duty, it's pointless to go and report us in SAC. We go there every day. SAC, park, Let me proceed to Annex K. Annex K, Finance and Development. Councillor Mande to report and move.
Thank you, Your Worship.
What are you reporting about? Your Worship, they met on the 11th of June 2024. Resolutions 1 to 13 are before this council. 1 to 13 of the Finance and Development minutes dated 11th of June 2024. If there are no issues, recommendations under item 14 to 16. Item 14, agreed. Item 15, agreed. Item 16, agreed. We proceed to business, which is an Annex L on the agenda.
Are we making progress on the ERP, Chairperson?
Yes, Your Worship.
Yeah, it's a big issue, that ERP at the local government committee. We must implement. I suggested that your committee sits down and have a meeting and a roadmap implementation, so that we can get our billing correctly. It was part of the call to action by the President. And yes.
So, I just wanted to take you back. We said that I thought maybe we have taken long with agreed sometime that issues to do with the leases will be done soon after the policy will be done, but we haven't seen reports coming from the CBN. Or maybe we have a problem, we don't have anything to offer, I don't know.
So the committee, can you set up a meeting to discuss the ERP and the issue raised by the Honorable Council? We have a lot of businesses, they need renewals and so forth, so they are stuck now with our processes. The museum,
Thank you, business. They met on the 6th and 4th of June 2024. Councillor Manyenga reporting. Councillor Makwere, or the Vice. Councillor Chabuda.
Thank you, Your Worship. Before I put a move, I'd like to take item number 7, Mapazua and Road Court, this cancellation, to defer back to committee.
The minute dated 6th June.
Yes.
No, but the road port was local business. Road port, Nema Bazua, they need to go. We have received zero value from those entities. We cannot continue in that hopeless entanglement, so to speak. And it's a hopeless entanglement. Our legal people and our private lawyers must just do their work and disentangle us from that those relationships sooner rather than later. Actually, what Chatinga Toisa municipal police ipa tovara vanekuti tiswere tichiita this song and dance. I don't even understand. Zvatirikuita kumakoti nevanhu vasingabhadhari rent, vasingatipi value. They've not given us value for the last 10, 20 years that they've had leases in those properties. So there cannot be any quota given, no discussions be done by those people. Chatirikatoita kutotarisa the legality of a council to be able to retrieve its own property using force. Because John Shamsa nje tine simba against mavenda. Mbuya vasingaoni tinovatorera matomatisi. Munhu anouya achititorera land nema lodge. Not my lodge.
Sorry, Worship. I think let's have a detailed discussion when it comes back.
Yeah, so it's a detailed discussion, but I'm going to my viewpoint. Mungato discuss some drastic measures. If you not declare, I will fully support you on that. We not declare that we will not retrieve our property by the powers. We not talk about act change regulation. The same regulation that we do mathematics. Chaka fita kushanda futi pa kutora ma building yetu big. Mono chishanda. Thanks.
Okay, resolutions 1 to 6. Any issues? Resolutions 1 to 6. Minutes dated 6 June. There are no issues. Recommendation under item 8. Agreed. Item 7 has been referred back to committee. Minutes dated 4 June 2020. Resolutions 1 to 3. Are there any issues? If there are no issues, we go to recommendations under item 4. Agreed. Item 5. Agreed.
No question your entities. Have you been the business committee? Have you been watching the commission proceedings? Yeah. No question your entities into their conduct. Make sure their people are clear with the answers that they are giving you. Because zvinozvateti chifunga zviri kuitika kuno zvinonotadza kubuda pavanenge vovudzwa neother people. So I think let's be more rigorous. Deputy Chairperson, more rigorous in our questioning of our ventures. And ask the hard questions. Munotovabetsera nokuti pavanozoenda uko, it will help them to answer difficult questions. Because zatiri kuona muripoti mune zvinozobuda is different. This report is a glowing report. Yes, city parking, isn't it? Hey, but they are two. It's like we are talking about two different organizations. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Can someone help me? We are here. These are the reports we are receiving. Very glowing. Toyota report and move. Then one watch funds got the detail. Check my remunerations are check expenses that they are doing on themselves. Check follow 30%. Check 70%. Irikuinda kupi. And zvinotibetsera munera mangwana. Otherwise zvozoita sekuti irikuya kwa hatisiona ina ndinakana kana hivyo. So we need to be meticulous for business. All our business entities. Funzai ngava complain zvavo but imi makavatsika pachi pahuro so that it helps them. Because pavanozonosvika vonovhudzwa nemadzimai vari koko Answer the question, yes or no. Answer. And the next time.
Okay, joint, Annexure P, joint human resources and general purposes and finance and development. Met on the 4th of June 2024. Councillor Manyenga chaired that meeting. Will you report and move?
I report and move.
Thank you. Resolutions 1 to 4. There are no issues. Recommendation under item 5. Agreed. Let's proceed to Annexure Q. Joint Finance and Development in Works and Town Planning and HRGPC. It met on the 6th of June 2024, and Councillor Biduma chaired that meeting. If you would report and move.
I report and move.
Thank you. Resolutions 1 to 4. Any issues? If there are none, you will know recommendations.
Wait. But toilet sepana pacheta si. My muzua goya Chinese abasika. Wachida kuita toilet. Unoziwa so.
I think that issue came under HR and they were given 2 weeks to have completed everything that needs to be done. So I don't know the update now. The city architect was there.
Director Murumuno. Who works Zimbuzi Japano. Alright, maybe this is the last number. You know, it's a offer to Itira. I'm having distinguished visitors here. My ambassadors, Machi, Abaden, Zala Chiru, Zagatai, Zaganaka, Zala Bijabetera, my residence. Who wants to go to the because ndakaimagina kuti vapinde haazogoni kutaura vanongodzoka vachismile but munhu anenge atonyora report. It's very simple. Hardware iri paseri apa makata pane maurinary nematiles nemalights. Tongobatanidza munhu ane kadhi redu ongonoswipa otenga matiles urinary akadarika 2000 US mundibata hazvisviki tobva tatova neurinary itsva netoilet inoramba ichiflash. Honestly. Toda request ndaiva vatora mainda navo kundoteka munodesign mvura iyi yandakazoti ibude handitika yabuda ka iko zvino but yabuda but these are offices dzinokwanisa kushandisika tikadesigner. It's a big office complex iri pabasement peda inotori nemacorridor ekutoti we can have another committee room yakatogadzira because iri pasi pecommittee room panapa. It's almost like an equivalent of a committee room. So we can have my committees in pasi. All it needs is the aircon to remove the thing, tiles, continuous decoration, and lighting.
We will take the measure to us.
So ngatigadzire tiite zvinhu nefensi iri panze apa, clear view fence. Ndakamboti fountain ikaramba isingashandi ndichanoyezesa statue yangu ndoisa pai ipapapa ndoisa statue yameya pamberi papapa because hamusikuda kuti fountain idini ishande mozonetswa nevanokunetsai kana ndaita zvinhu zvakadii zvakadaro ende ichiti vashandi ndo vatinditi vati vanondifarira stereki vakatindisetichi yavo. So let's have a proper fence around this place and this functioning end, but priority is the toilets.
Also, on the issue of fencing, around that very same fence, many parents I also need to find municipal police. Police because every day, every now and then, I can take a week away face with 200.
Second that proposal, your worship, kuti pabviswe vanhu especially apa chakatidzike kuti patown council kana nenyaya yemastreet kids akutogara ipapo
security zone.
I think panofanira kukliwa necessary
vanogara pafloor paseri petown house vakangogara the whole day ndoitani handisi mumwe mutemo yataifunga kuti iri colonialistic maybe kwakusiri kunzisa chirungu because inini mutemo uyu ka wokubvunza munhu kuti uri kuitei pauripa unenge uchada kudzoka because I don't understand kuti munhu anouya mutauro okuzobika chibage nemagearbox. How does that happen? Yeah? Chibage, please, vechibage vabudise mutauni. Munhu wese ari kugocha anything must be out of town. And hatisi kuda kuona munhu achigocha anything or any place inogochwa ngaibviswe and so forth. Nevanobika nechichi vanobikira panze vachipisa mapavements ndosaka ari kukreka and things like that. Ngavabviswe. Honestly, we can't run a town like that.
Okay, thank you, Worship. Annexure R, joint business, finance, and education health house met on the 12th of June 2024. Councillor B. Machel, that you could report and move.
I report and move.
Thank you. Resolution 1 to 4. Any issues? If there are none,
Why did we Weneka Private Limited? Ndikona vari kutengesa kadzimba dzedu. Vari kutengesa dzimba dzatakavaka nawo.
On that, if you check on that item, we went together to Parliament when that issue then was raised. So we are actually having an inquiry as in terms of section 97, 98 of the Event Councils Act as an audit committee. Thank you. The worship, when we are in the chamber, our isusu munombasa redu kutogadzira zvatiri kutaura izvi. Kana tamuno mutato vagadzira mutemo mabylaws arechechi. Saka ndosaka maona ndadzokera ikoko. Because Weneka anozoti muri kutitsvaga muri vanani. Ndosaka ndatsoti no, section 97 and 98 of the Event Councils Act, we are having an inquiry on that one. Thank you very much. I have already said what we are going to do. Sorry, Your Worship, it's not. Audit committee doesn't sit as a commission. Our daily, day-to-day meeting, our day-to-day activities. So when we set as a joint, that matter is at the IRCU Audit Committee for an investigation in the thorough report that will be presented to Council. We have given ourselves 4 weeks to do it. Yes. We have given ourselves to do the Weneka boss is the one with the IDPs. We have given ourselves 14 days to do it. Because all the documentation now here, what is left is for us to deliberate and produce a report. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
what I need. Wait. What we need. Like us,
It's not clear.
Because this is hiding. The audit is fine, but what we need is that we've got a current existing build, operate, transfer, and a build whatever joint venture. But joint venture apa, waka weneka 1, waka weneka 2. Iko zvino ukaenda pa internet, pane ma adverts eweneka 3. Ma flats are kutotengeswa. So isusu ndiri kuti kana takaita a joint committee taida kuti mubudise a doing resolution, not a resolution yekuti inini se audit committee ndoda kuita basa rangu, because iwewe as an audit committee ramba uchiita basa rani, dzimba dziri kutotengeswa dziri kudii, dziri kupera. So I thought kuti mucommittee muchati ma board member ataka seconder to this joint venture, they must go either demand kuti ngapambomira kutengeswa, demand our share, vopedzisa chakati uku audit muchidini muchiita.
Sorry, Your Worship. What we do, do exactly what we are doing. Those are that we have given it 4 weeks. Mukatariswa yanga yatoya kujoin duty consider the renewal. Ndofunga ndo amutwara advert yakutoitwa izvezvi. Ndosaka takati no, this thing contract ise aside. Titange taunza report to council concerning zvese zvamuri kutaura izvezvi.
How do you go? How do
You see, the reason why I quoted Section 97, Section 98, Worship, it is because it gives us the power to even call the directors of Weneka to appear before the audit committee.
Sorry, I
want to say that report. If you see that report, contract neweneka ndo zvakauya kukomiti. Omba taramba kukomiti kuti aiwa atagone kuramba tichisenza neweneka for the time being kusvikira taongorora kuti zvatakamboita navo zvese izvi, what is it that we benefited from there. No, that is exactly what munoona zvamuri kubvunza. Hatigone kungoenda tonovhara akawerenga kuti atokuvhara.
The audit committee, kana maita majoint committee, because you discuss. Munhu weaudit uyu dai mamuti iwewe uchazoaudita zvatinenge tadini taresha, because the person is, we are conflating my roles, and that's why audit committee ichitorambidzwa kupinda mufinance committee, because iwewe uri kuti ndoda unotenga mota, uyu auditor akacheya meeting iyoyo akapinda mucommittee imomo, anotanga kutaura kuti ngatimbotanga taudita kuti mota dza2015 dzatakambotenga dzakaenda kupitisa tatenga chi. That is the very reason why they are then said kuti kana uri kuaudit usapinda mufinance, because uri kuda kucheka conduct, because apa you are freezing a thing chiri kufanirwa kuprocedure, chiri kutoprocedure imuchiti tiri kuaudita, because makati muri kuita majoint, tiri kuti itai majoint committee, motora futi audit chairperson kuti acheye maaudit majoint committee zacho. This is the result. Maakudzwa masection amusinganzwisi.
Yeah, Your Worship, I think that we have a bigger problem. Issue yeweneka necity of Harare. Joint venture yacho pachezva yokaiverenga. I am sure kana panga paine lawyer city of Harare munhu iye deserve kuenda kujail. Reason being, who joined venture hausi kuoneka paya. Ndimi waridzi weLensi, ndimi waridzi weproject. Maflats avako tikabvunza kuti city paya yakabenefita chii for maflats aya, there is nothing. It's zero. Of all the blocks, I one block it was going to be better, but when it even have. But here's the problem. Maflats avako, I think I almost 8 years or 10 years, if not mistaken. But here's the problem. Till today, there are many reports dzinopinda kuaudit committee. Dzisingadini, dzisingadzoke, dzichiauditwa in time. So dambudziko hombe riri pandaona in my view ndekuti izvo maybe toita maresolution asina matimeline. Kuti audit committee or the responsible head weaudit can you audit this issue? More than feedback within 2 weeks. I think any matter that is auditing from today. Not even a time frame.
Audit chair, joint committee. No chair in me. Audit chair. Because sometimes ukapuwa sitaka. Unofunga kuti zita rako ndire kungoti chero chawaita kutsvagachi mosha. He can't chair because you then produce ma asymmetry.
So wakapinda same member housing. So what I suggest can I find a joint committee no involve housing? Maybe Councillor Duma such chair audit variable andika vamba uzvire accuser even to participate in the so that panos audit meeting. Vano deal an issue from a fresh mind.
Yeah, thank you very. I hear what Councillor Denford has said, Your Worship, and I also wanted to, when you go through when you come to the audit items, you see actually we have put a time frame that we don't give an audit report to go and we give that next year. Each report must now take less than 14 days.
We are a doing council. We are not an auditing firm. We are a doing council. So can I talk to itai joint committee and tika. True out to mugude nema action points. Kwete kuti munopinda mkomiti mokubuda ne conclusion yokuti maiwe chinhu chopisa ichi ngatisiyanei ichi nacho. Isusu chatiri kuda ndechekuti tine joint venture necompany. The company is performing. There is a problem the way we did it in the past. Can we propose amendments to the joint venture agreement that will make us benefit from the land yatakavapa and what they are building? And what are the proposed suggestions that will allow us to benefit as a council and ultimately the residents? Then mobudisa naso zviri zvakawanda zvima item. Kwete kuti tinoti joint committee yakagara kuti ibudise kuti tichandisa zvinokoti. Taikwanisa kuzviita katiri munomu. Takangogara munomu kuti irisa ichi kui co-audit. Why would we call a whole joint committee to sit? Kuti ingozoti tagara panapa kuti toda zvinokoti. We want the action items. Reconstitute that joint committee. Look at the variables. Ask that organization to come and give presentations. Ndizvo. Vouya kwamuri wokupresenterai kuti alright, ma-challenges atasangana nawo pa-project yedu iyi. Honai ma-flats tamavaka kwati. Inini ndotomaona kama-flats ati. Pana singamaona. I see them. So there is something working. They are investing. Ma-flats akavakwa awa. Mamwe aya hamuna kutipa. Saka awa asara chitidini? Chitipai. Handiti. Tochikupai ndo yava 30% yani? Yedu. So, banje mukamirira kuti esa apere kutengeswa imuchita audit. Zvinotibetsere.
So with that, Your Worship, I was suggesting Vambo missed any selling yavarikuita until then tobuda nezvamanotitaura zviyazvo. But tichibva council ngatingobude neresolution yekuti ngavambomire for the meantime.
But tsamba yedu inogona kusatibetsera. Honai kavanhu. They are not going to stop. Remember, this is a quasi-governmental organization. So, tikada kuita ma strong arm tactics, we might end up being the loser in this whole team, in this whole problem. What we need is you call them. There's a committee. By the time yataka suggest kuti zviitwe ichi, inda chitofunga kuti report ichatouya ichitaura zvinhu zviri comprehensive kuti takatovadana vakauya vakatiti right council takavaka akati takaita challenge yakati but tavaka awa but paseri pacho pane land yakati. This time the lessons learned the hour. Ma-flats avapo, ma-residents avapo. Imimi muri kutowana ma-rates ema-flats aripo. Remember, we don't lose completely. Ndizvo. Kana munhu atovaka ipapa akutotipa ma-rates, and we can quantify the economic benefit to council because it is a continuous economic benefit. But chatiri kuita worried about and ndichekuti hatisi kuwana maybe near maximum benefit because uyu atovaka ari nani pane munhu angotora land akaspekulate akadini akatengesa because vanhu vaaisa ipapapa vachatibhadhara ma-rates per unit ndizvo or per whatever. Vatotibhadhara marete will benefit ndoma apartments acho. But what we need to do is to take my lessons late, so they are not enemies in that sense of the word, because they've done something. But what we need to do is to and you'll be surprised with zvakavaka permission vakatokuwa nebuilding chi inspectorate zikatofamba muplanning committee ani yedu. Saka to then go around uchiti yowe ndakabirwa ndakaita sezvinhu zvawaiapprova, tinodzokera kuAdam na Eve story yatatinayo pakutanga kwenyika. Nokuti munhu ari kudya mayepo akashata. So so isusu kana tati itai joint committee tiri kuda kuti mudane that organization mouya a concrete proposal as to the way forward, then isusu toona kuti taita zvinhu tabenefita and we close the chapter. Kwete kuti munoita meeting moti koram tikuinda kuti
okay, kufunga pano munhu pakaitwa basa asina kupedziswa zvakanaka. Asi chandinofunga kuti chatakaita chekutanga chamunofanira kuti tenda kuti takabloka because vanga vachida kutorenew kuti vapfuure pamberi vachivaka nekuita munhu wavo. Saka takafunga kuti kana munhu achinge achichaya chinotanga kunwa flower manyoka omira. Saka ndo zvatakaita pane zvinhu kuti council iri kuramba zvakasikira. Saka we take your advice nemarecommendations amatipa kuti further tavamisa kuti rege kupfuurira mberi, taakutora advice nemarecommendations amatipa kuti tichienda kunovaengage and make sure that everything is above board. Thank you.
So next time tikati joint committee munotsvaga macheya matopa basa ava vomirira zvavo.
I hear you on that. What I just pandambo tanga kutaura pai joint ikadedza vakomana vekueneka vakasauya hamuna zvamunovaita, but audit ikavadedza vakasauya, it's a criminal offense. That was the other good zvinogona kunyanya kutibatsira izvozvo.
You must not be attracted to criminalizing the conduct of your residents. These are your residents, they are not criminals. So you cannot engage your residents on the basis that they are criminals. So ngatichitai anoproposa zvandataura neanosekunda zvive procedural. Ndo zvandakudzwa pano. Neanosekunda zvandataura mazvinzwisisa saka sekunda inonzi proposal. No sekunda.
I second.
Thank you. Minute takers.
Vamurei vabvunzei vaproza kuti kudii.
Zvibata vanozvikorrekta panext meeting.
Annexure S, Joint Finance and Development and Works and Town Planning. It's made on the 26th of June 2024. Councillor Fim Temuka chaired that meeting. People before the move. Thank you. Resolutions 1 to 4. Resolutions 1 to 4. Any issues? There are no issues. Recommendation under item 5. Agreed, Your Worship. Annexure T, Joint HR GPC, Finance and Development, Works and Town Planning, Education, Health, Housing. It met on the 18th of June 2024. And Councillor Manyenga chaired that meeting. Report and move.
I reported move.
Thank you. Resolution 1 to 3. Resolutions 1 to 3. There are no issues. Recommendation under item 4. Agreed. Letter J audit. It met on the 4th and 11th of June 2024. Councillor B. Luma to report and move in respect of both audits.
Thank you very much. I report and move.
Thank you. Resolution 1 to 16 of the minutes dated 4 June. 1 to 16. Thank you. There are no issues.
Resolutions are to rotate staff audit. Because you see, there's a problem with the audit committee can end up being a doing committee. How does it produce a report that the acting human capital director rotates or redeploys the Harare?
Thank you, Your Worship. If you go to the standing orders of council, it is on the terms of reference of the audit committee. It is the one that is tasked with the performance review of departments. It is also tasked with the recommendation to suspend pending disciplinary hearing, either for fraud, misconduct, or poor performance. It is also have got the mandate to rotate and transfer employees. It is again the same committee that recommends, Your Worship. No, I am reading from the standing resolution of council, Your Worship. Sorry, Your Worship.
Who will audit the audit committee if it becomes a doing committee? If it can order the rotation of staff, who will audit it?
Sorry, Your Worship. It is on the terms of reference, on the order of delegation. And to make matters worse,
don't use words. I'm telling you that we have an HR committee.
Yes.
An HR committee,
with its
we've got items. There is a specific report that is written by the acting human. The acting human resources director reports to the HR committee.
Yes.
If it is a recommendation from the audit committee, it recommends. The audit committee cannot be a doing committee.
Yeah. Sorry, Your Worship.
It's elementary.
Can I explain this? I'm not the one who made the standing resolutions. They were made and I wasn't here. HR actually doesn't, in terms of the standing orders of council, HR does not recommend suspension. Sorry, Your Worship. It is the law. We don't allow me to finish speaking, Your Worship, and then I'll sit down. Allow me to speak and sit down.
The moment the audit committee starts transferring, promoting, demoting.
No, it's not saying we don't promote.
How do you transfer?
What I realized, Your Worship, council is different. What I realized on the HR, it's on the terms of reference, Your Worship.
Which term?
In the standing resolutions of council. Of council. Can we actually, to clarify the issue, may the chamber secretary, sorry, Your Worship, may the chamber secretary produce the terms of reference of committees and read out to the council the terms of reference of audit committee and the terms of reference of HR committee. That is the only way to settle this dispute, Your Worship.
The only way to settle this dispute, I'm telling you, that an audit committee cannot become the doing committee.
Sorry,
it can only recommend that this thing be done.
Yes,
it cannot.
I'm not the one who put those terms of reference. Can you read through the HR terms of reference and the audit committee terms of reference?
Let me put this to rest.
Yes.
Audit reports to full council.
Yes.
If there is an HR issue there,
yes,
full council then
yes. Now we agree. So exactly.
So now
it is the audit that recommends to full council the suspension of an employee.
Then
the full council refers the matter to HR for procedures in terms of SI 15 of 2015. Yes.
What the chamber secretary is saying is what I am saying.
Exactly.
Okay. And that's not what you are saying. So
no, it's in black and white, Your Worship. Can we have the terms of reference read in the chambers?
So let's sit down.
I'm requesting for the terms of reference to be read in this council so that we put this matter to rest once and for all. Are they coming, Your Worship?
They will come.
Are they going to be read?
They will be read.
No, I'm asking for them to be read. I'm asking for them to be read.
What is clear here? Can you wait? If we are going because isi chinonetsa ndechokudai so tine munhu anenge achiti kana resolution iyoyi yangobuda munhu otomanya kuti haina kudini haina kuobheiwa.
So the resolution dated of 16 November 2023. Those are my follow-ups from 16 November to today. We have set about 7 meetings. Those issues, they appear in each and every meeting. I'm saying to settle the matter. Council is run in terms of the law. Can we have the terms of reference of the audit committee, HR committee, read in this council? Your worship, when issues like this arose, can we refer to the proceedings of council bylaw and do according to the law? Yes, let's not breach procedures because Duma is the chairman of audit. The audit terms of reference are very clear. Can they be read in the chambers? Can they be read in the chambers? I actually propose that the terms of reference of audit committee be read in the chambers.
It's also my new councillors that were confused.
It's me who refers to that committee. I recommend to council. The audit recommends to council and we end there.
We as the council, we make a decision. I'm saying this, that's why I was saying the managers of this committee, let's be clear about mission creep. Because Panewe we are excited and excitable. Saka tinofamba muno mutichiti turikuita ma resolution. Why we are being strict now is because vanhu vanoita ma resolutions toita ma genuine mistakes. Then someone wants us to be held into custody on ma mischievous recommendations avanokaita. Hakuna anyway where the audit committee becomes the operative organ of whatever organization, because it audits the act of other organization. It gives recommendations. So the way this thing is written it must be clear from the minutes that these are recommendations to the HR.
I bring you back, sorry. These minutes, go back to the minutes of 8 December 2023. Those items were adopted. They were recommendations to council and were adopted by council. And once they are adopted by council, they are subject to implementation. Like what I was saying, Your Worship, on orders of reference and delegation, on what I want to ask, procedure is laid down. And Zakanyorwa, uverengai ma reference, Your Worship. Let's read the reference of the audit committee and the HR committee. And I would want also to make it clear that it is as it is, that statement. As the chairperson of the audit committee, I'm not amending that statement. I'm leaving that in terms of standing rules, part 1 and 2 of Sito Farad. Thank you very much, Your Worship. Let's go back to the law. My point, Your Worship, let's go back to procedures. Let's go to systems. Let's go to terms of reference. Thank you, Your Worship. I'm saying let's go. This is the book, Your Worship. This is the book. We use this book, Your Worship. Can you read out?
No, I think Duma is clear my issue. You would recommend
to
HR.
Yes.
So
no,
to
HR. We recommend to council.
Council, you have to recommend. We are now recommending that the matters be solved in HR. Anyone can second me.
I want to make it clear. The terms of reference are clear. The terms of reference, yes, Chamber Secretary. We recommend suspension to council. Once council adopts that resolution, it is effective. HR, you begin to do the processes. That is the position. It is in black and white, Your Worship. That's very good. Your Worship.
I think our We were acting in good faith. When we receive reports from the chairperson, we will be acting in good faith. But if somebody then takes these issues in a good faith, there are always processes. Some of these things can always be rescinded. There's a procedure for rescission if anyone insists. But these HR issues are HR issues. If we find that a committee is coming up with untenable resolutions and everyone gets them, then we will be in a position to use that very same law to deal with the issues and the resolutions that have come out of this country.
So your worship, can they be read to us in terms of reference?
They will come. I have requested that they come. But maybe to avoid this confusion, there was a time when you didn't have HR committee.
Yes.
We had the executive committee in terms of section 92.
Which means the HR committee.
Now we have the HR committee. The HR committee is the committee of first instance on HR issues. The audit committee has got its own share of the HR issues in terms of section 96, 97, 98, but not as a committee of first instance in a portion area. But now we have a HR committee. It has got its own terms of revenue. Audit has got its own terms of revenue. If we made an oversight in terms of not handling those issues, in terms of what the audit can do on labor issues and what the HR committee can do in terms of it, it's now high time we do so that there's no confusion. And council is not bound like the courts, not bound by precedents, not stare decisis. We are not bound by our previous resolutions. We have got an avenue to depart from those resolutions in terms of section 89. So if we see that what we adopted by air from the audit committee is unworkable, let's rescind in terms of section 89. So let's proceed.
Let's proceed. Yeah. Okay. So what we will do is let's
So it means that I was correct in what I was saying. And in conclusion, committee resolutions. It means that I was correct.
You've been given my yes. You've been given my options, all of which could be correct and indicated. So isusu turi kukuudzai kuti audit issues will be audit issues. HR issues will be HR issues. And if there is any inconsistency in our conduct or in our terms of reference to that regard, we will correct that inconsistency in the event that it is found, as the Chamber Secretary says.
Yes, and if audit sees fit that whatever the HRGPC has resolved in terms of how employees are utilized in terms of the council, we are at large to then say, you made an error. You made an error. But you are not a committee of first instance in HR. So let that be clear.
So we are there, and I hope we understand each other. That's why I was saying that we might end up having the tail wagging the dog, and then having a committee out of exuberance of the committee members will want to fire higher without reference to the HR committee. That does not work.
Yeah, it is the HR that fires.
Yeah. So it transfers. So we as the council would want to remove anything in our regulations should it be found upon an investigation which suggests otherwise, so that we leave the mandate of the audit committee as clear as a God's light.
Thank you, I think we should now proceed.
Yes. Yeah, let's proceed.
Let's proceed. Recommendation under item 70, minutes of audit dated 4 June. Agreed 18. Agreed. That's all my recommendation. That's all my 19. 20. Agreed 21. Agreed. Minutes dated 11 June 2024. Resolutions 1 to 12. No issues. Recommendation under item 13. Agreed. Item 14. Agreed 15. Agreed 16. Agreed 17. Agreed.
All right, all the items in these minutes that refer to staff, transfers, rotations, and so forth, they will all go, there are recommendations to HR, and they will go to HR wherever they are finding themselves in them.
So, in the first place, there can be two ways of dealing with this issue. Either they can be either rejected by this council right now, before they come to, or they can come to HR and then we will look at it.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. I hear what you have said, Your Worship. Right. There are two things legally. In terms of Section 98, Councillor Mjajat is right. If Council doesn't feel that they want to adopt the recommendation of the Audit Committee, they cannot adopt them. But what is there, the Audit Committee reports directly to Council. Then it is you who will be referring those matters to another committee. May we please, Your Worship, can you stick to Section 97 and 98, Proceedings of Council Bylaws and Standing Resolutions of Council Part 1 and Part 2, Terms of References and Order of References of Committees. And this is my last saying, Your Worship, as audit we recommend to Council, if Council decide not to take our recommendations, it's okay. If Council decide to take them, it's okay again. But we don't take the matter back to my committee, nor do I refer it to another committee. I come to Council. If Council decides to refer it to HR, they refer it to HR. That is the law. And what I'm asking here, Your Worship, is for this Council for just once to learn to follow procedures, to learn to obey the Urban Councils Act, to learn to obey the last things, our standing rules and regulations, Your Worship.
Just for once.
Just for once, Your Worship. Just for once.
I've told you.
Just one time, Your Worship.
I've told you that we are not in an evangelical session here. Look, vanhu vacho kavari involved. Imi muri kurega committee ichiuya nema-resolution yokuchinja the whole architecture of HR. Tiri kungoti agreed. Ndakutoita sekuti nini ndini employee wacho.
Sorry, Your Worship, a point of order. Chamber Secretary, this is now a point of order. Can we have the terms of reference? This is a point of law. The terms of reference of the two committees, can they be brought in the chamber? Nekuti tinganetsane kameya vachiti duma muri kumhanya makadai. Can we have the terms of reference of these two committees read in this chamber? Your Worship, can we have the terms of the two committees, orders of reference read in this chamber? Can we have resolutions of Council's Part 1 and Part 2 read in this chamber, Your Worship? Yes. Can the reference, can they be read?
Look, I'm asking my council.
No,
could
Your Worship, we vote in this chamber, you don't make decisions alone.
What do you mean? I'm asking other councillors. Yeah, but I'm asking other councillors to speak.
No, the way that you are doing it at this council, allow councillors to speak their mind, not to direct
Before he comes in, the issue of rotation and a lot of issues to do with staff are already in the CPA. I don't even see the reason why twice of
Chamber Secretary, so the appeal that HR committee is a mandatory committee. It's not even in the legislation. What it automatically means, what is in the legislation takes precedence over that which is not in the legislation. That, allow me to speak. It is correct. Chamber Secretary, am I wrong? What is in the legislation takes precedence than what is not in the legislation. Your Worship. So actually the audit committee in terms of section 98.
Can you sit down? But can you sit down?
Sit down, Your Worship.
Yeah, sit down. Look, we can't have a malicious approach to the resolution. And isusu ya maybe Kadzira Committee School of Excellence. Anonitsa nema Dr. King. Isusu chatrukuda panapa. And the mischief I'm trying to avoid, because there are people will waste a lot of resources of many institutions. Because what I want us to resolve as the council, there's a good someone.
Sorry, Your Worship, may I be excused to take the resolutions, standing orders of council.
Wait.
I
want that.
I want to read them. We read them.
No, okay.
I think there's too much conflation of these issues. And the understanding is that we move. So that we don't waste time on a matter that can be recommended to council.
Okay,
the council that is talking today, seated here, are not in agreement with what is coming. So let's move to the next agenda item.
Can someone propose? Can someone propose that we are not agreeing with the resolutions as pertaining to staff? Those are recommendations to the HR committee and must be referred to the HR committee.
I propose that we are not in agreement so that it can be written properly.
Let's have a second.
I second.
Yeah, so that all other HR issues can be dealt. Because I'm reading these things. So let's go to the next issue.
Thank you.
But the audit, you mean, that audit manager, no? Manager, your committee in Turuam. And I know it's difficult, but munoti uzatobetsera nokuti tinoita problem pana.
So we have disposed of the audit committee.
Let's go to the next item.
We have disposed of the audit committee item. We are not going back there. We are proceeding to Annexure E. EMC. It made on the 28th of May 2024, and Councillor M. Chimuta shared that if you could please report and move. Oh, Councillor P. Tebuga. Resolutions 1 to 5. Before council, resolutions 1 to 5.
I'm looking. My chairperson, I think the chat move ku office kwa me at town. We need to be meticulous on these things. Let's go. Because now I'm forced to pay 220.
We scrutinize reports. May we all go on those items? We don't want a situation where we will say, that's not what we say. I don't see anyone who is going through the minutes. Resolutions 1 to 5. Resolutions 1 to 5. No issues. Recommendations under item 6. Agreed. Item 7. Agreed. Finally, item 8. Agreed. Annexure F. Education, health, housing, and community service and licensing.
I'm not regularization.
Met on the 6th of June.
We are safe.
Very safe. Very safe. He doesn't have a safe behavior.
Yeah, very safe in all things.
Please note Councillor Ngadzo has accused himself in respect of Annexure F, Education, Health, Housing and Community Services. So resolution 1 to 10, Councillor Mreo, have you reported a move?
Yes, I reported a move.
Thank you. Resolution 1 to 10. 1 to 10. I'm giving you time so that you check. If one of your own has recused himself, you might as well recuse yourself. That would be dangerous. So, no issues on resolution. Recommendations under item 11. Let's go together. Agreed 12. Agreed 13. 11. Okay, 11. Agreed. So we're now on 13. Agreed 14. Agreed 15. Agreed 16. Agreed 17. Agreed 18.
Why chairperson? What is back here here?
No, we from my issues we pay.
Yani makanzila alikuwa alipata. This looks like an orgy. It's almost 700 quarter back.
Yeah, because later your worship didn't kind of plan your iri approved and the planning wapedza plan hatina any reason yekuregedza kuti vanhu vapfuure mberi programs. That's why moved on about.
But the problem that is the problem yemali kuti zvinhu zvacho zvinenge zvazvirikuwa ma-land barons kuti vauye nezvamene zvavari kungoti ma-pay scheme.
On that issue, I'm not aware of it. What I do in my committees, I receive an approved layout from planning, then I proceed and allocate. It is in the hands of the housing director. In
That's supposed to be it. Noted down with the director and the chairperson assured the mayor that they are doing things that are above board. Because kuna ma-conflicts. And the ma-conflicts, nyaya kuzoti tabva muno, koita land invasion, koita ma-adverts, ndaakumanaja ma-conflicts mu-office mangu, ndaakumanya muchiuya nana Paku Zakima, enini ndareza ma-concerns angu in full glare of
Your Worship, I think it must be on record on your concerns. You are generalizing them. Can you pinpoint where you have concerns so that it can be noted? Number one. Number two, If there are issues that you wish to advise us as a committee, we welcome that, but we are just assuring that whatever we have done, we have tried to do due diligence. So if you have got some concerns, can you kindly pinpoint the concerns so that they can be
My concern,
generalize?
my concern is that some of these layout plans will be given to pay schemes, which pay schemes will have the sole preserve to allocate land to individuals, usurping the role of council. That's one. Two, that some of these allocations are in fact rewarding those who had invaded council land in the first place. And that might trigger a whole invasions in other areas as people want to benefit from the same modus operandi used by these particular people who are pushing the plans. And three, once you do that, we will have no control and will probably have no value in terms of doing this thing. Then four, I am not in favor of allocating unserviced land, as I cannot, for the life of me, understand how we can write a report that says we failed to service land with 200 stands as a council. They are saying allocation of unserviced residential land. So the whole report begins as a mere cowper. It first acknowledges that because the only way you can give out an unserviced land is for you to make an admittance that you cannot service the what? The land. So we are saying, myself or this council cannot, with this Department of Works and Equipment we have, cannot do roads for 300 stands, cannot do pipes for 300 stands for sewer, cannot do the culverts, cannot do the design. There is no special reason as to why we are dishing out unserviced land outside the context of an agreement with a particular developer who will then service the land. So those are in a nutshell, my uneasiness. And I really think they are very specific, because I am a person who doesn't like admitting to failure at all. And the way we are going to be dishing out stands, road charge 100 stands, 50 toisa road pakati, toisa mvura toenenza. Oh, kuita an agreement na a developer or a bank tuchamari pane 300 stands. Uyai tidai tiwirirane tivake tidai so. I don't understand.
We have taken note of your submissions, Worship, and we are going to consider that. Thank you.
Item 19. Agreed. Item 20. Agreed. 21. Agreed. 22.
Pamwe tisina kunzi tibudewo pabuda vavo. Arikuda munhu wani.
22 agreed. 23. Agreed. 24. Agreed. 25. Agreed. 26. Agreed. 27. Agreed 28. Agreed 29. Agreed 30.
Mamwe councillors, I hope you are paying attention. Vafane zvinhu zvazvichitaurwa nekuti pane zvinhu zvamakutomisa ipo. I cannot act as if I. All right, amen. Vamwe makanzilors asiri mukomiti pane zviri kutoitika ipo papa zvamusoro.
When you were speaking on the concerns around the matters of parceling out unserviced land, I'm realizing Article 12 is speaking about engagement of public-private partnership land developers and financial institutions. I wanted to understand perhaps, do we have a hurry to then go the way of dishing out unserviced when we can engage developers to then deal with servicing, so that we avoid the mechanism whereby we inflate ourselves in the ability to say we are unable to then proceed to develop land before we parcel it out as a council. Because I'm realizing that articles as they go, it stands after stands. Yet we have a deliberate engagement with the developers. We can also be fiercely to that's my area of concern.
Chief Whip, I'm school manager, my councillor. I'm telling you, we are in office. My chief whip mese muritu. I'm telling you. Now I'm reading these minutes. Kana pane kana zvinhu propose. My chief whip kana makadayo. Yeah.
Page 1, agreed. 32, agreed. Finance, this is 3. Agreed. Next page, information and publicity, made on the 4th of June 2024. Councillor H. Kotora to Portland. Thank you, Chair. Resolutions 1 to 6. Any issues? Information and publicity. Annex H. Resolution 1 to 6. If there are no issues, recommendations, other items served. Thereof.
Item 5. It's inconsistent with the whole discussion we were having. Cards will be there now at a reported move.
On which one?
H. Giovanni. 4th of June. Yeah, 4th of June. We can get item 5. We can get item.
Your Worship, that item was resolved
by the COVID,
by the information as a result of the fact that the sports COVID wasn't sitting at the moment. So it's pending their induction.
Yeah?
4th of March or
4th of June.
So it has fallen away.
It has fallen away.
Yes.
All right.
So we are done with information. We now move to Annexure I, Works and Town Planning. It met on the 23rd, 30th, 31st of May, and lastly on the 13th of June 2024. In respect of the minutes dated 23 and 30 of May 2024, Councillor T. reported.
Thank you, Your Worship. I got an order.
as well as the minutes of the 31st of May. They also reported move on that.
I report and move.
You actually chaired all the 4 meetings. So we report and move in respect of all the 4 cities.
Okay, I report and move.
Then we now proceed the minutes dated 23 May 2024. Resolutions 1 to 38 before council. If there are no issues, we proceed to recommendations under item 39. Agreed 40. Agreed 41. Agreed minutes dated 30 May. Resolutions 1 to 3. If there are no issues, we have no recommendations. So we proceed to minutes dated 31 May. Resolutions 1 to 2. Any issues? Anisha I. Town plan. We were now on the minutes dated 31 May. And we had put resolutions 1 and 2 before council. There are no issues. We have no recommendations, so we proceed to the last set dated 13 June 2024. Again, resolutions 1 to 2. Any issues? There are no recommendations from that set of minutes. This brings us to the end of town works and town plan. We are left with one item on the agenda, which is human resources and general purposes. It made a record 6 times between May and June.
They are in 2 parts. There's one that deals with general issues, and there are those that deal with senior staff. We will deal with those that deal with general issues first, and the ones that deal with the senior staff will be done in camera.
Just a moment, I'm just checking the sets that we need up to. We need camera. 18 June. Just that one. 10. 18 June. Okay. Okay, so.
Sorry, Ocean, just to make it proper, we need to move the motion that you have requested that some items will go into committee. So I'll move that will go into committee for those items. And the Councillor Jane Ford have seconded. Yeah, me havanga vatotaura saka rather just say it after that instead in committee.
Okay, if you saw from those sets, only the set dated 18 June. 27.
8 June and 27 June.
Okay,
There's
thank
one for
you.
25 June as well. 25 June.
So maybe, so it's not 27, it's 25.
No, I'm asking, I was just wanting confirmation, I'm not sure.
25, 18, and 27. So we hold the 18th, 25th, and 27th sittings in camera. So let's start with the reporting and moving aspect of the minutes. Minutes dated 25 May 2024, Councillor Jim Jadat report and move. Minutes dated 28 May 2024, Councillor C.B. Suka report and move. Minutes dated 10 June 2024, Councillor Jim Jajati. Aisha Jim. HR. We also reported move in respect of minutes dated 25th and 27th. So with that, let us start with the sittings that require us to have an open meeting. We will start with 25 May 2024. We all there. Resolutions 1 to 19.
21.
21 May. 21 May. Annex G. Resolutions 1 to 19. There are no issues, recommendation, other item 20. Agreed 21. Agreed 22. Agreed 23. Agreed 24. Agreed 25. Agreed 26. Agreed 27. Agreed 28. Agreed 29. Agreed 30. Agreed 31. Agreed 32. Agreed 33. Agreed 34. Agreed 35. Agreed 36. Agreed 37. Agreed lastly 38. Agreed. We now move to minutes dated 28 May. 28 May, resolutions 1 to 7. Resolutions 1 to 7.
1 to 10. 1 to 10.
Yeah, but what my paper says 1 to 7. So it's 1 to 10. Any issues? If there are none, we have no recommendations under that item. We proceed to minutes dated 10 June 2024. 10 June 2024. Resolutions 1 to 10. There are no issues. We go to recommendation under item 11. Agreed 12. Agreed. 18 June. 18 June will be held in camera. 25 June will be held in camera. 27 June will be held in camera. So all those who are not supposed to be part of the executives and councillors